US Immigration and Customs Enforcement. But the actual contract is worth just $8 million. Similarly, the mass sackings have also raised questions. A few weeks back, 200 employees were sacked from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, America's health regulator. Turns out the government was not even paying their salaries. Musk himself has admitted that DOGE is prone to making errors.
First of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes.
Well, Elon Musk's problems go beyond factual inaccuracies. From civil servants to top officials, the resistance against Musk is growing.
Hey guys, come check out some skirts and dresses that I just got. This knitted set feels so soft and the shape perfectly accentuates my curves. This red leather print dress is bold and sexy. Just add a pair of black heels to give it a little extra. And this red leather skirt is cool and feminine. The high waist design really lengthens my legs.
That feeling when you file, fed, and state 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040.
For now, President Trump continues to back him, but Trump is nothing if not transactional. And if Musk becomes a liability, he may lose the presidential support. The way things are going, multiple efforts are underway in Washington to keep Musk in check. Is Donald Trump sick? I know it's a weird question to ask just over a month into his presidency, but it's a question that is gaining traction. And it all started with an image. This one, it's doing the rounds on social media. The focus is on a pair of hands belonging to the US president himself. Zoom in and you will notice something unusual. There's a mysterious bruise on his right hand. It is large and it appears to be covered with makeup, perhaps an attempt to conceal it. But even with the cover-up, it is clearly visible. So what's going on here? The White House has an explanation. It says Trump is always working. He's shaking hands all day, every day. So this bruise is from that, from handshakes. I'll repeat that for you. Trump has apparently bruised himself from shaking hands. Was it because of a Macron-powered squeeze? We don't know, but the explanation is, at best, questionable. And this is not even the first time. Not the first time. He's had this bruise, in fact, for quite a few years. In 2019, he had a bandage on the same area. In 2020, the bruise was visible on his hand. In 2024, you can see it again on his hand, not in one picture, but in multiple photos. He had an interview with the Time magazine in 2024. Even they mentioned the bruise, and Trump offered a similar explanation. He said, it is from shaking hands. But the internet is not buying this. Social media has its own theories. One of them is blood thinners. Netizens believe that thinners lead to such a bruise. The other theory is aging. Donald Trump is 78 years old. He's the oldest person to be inaugurated as US president, even older than Joe Biden in 2021. Biden's presidency was marked by frequent stumbles, both verbal and physical. Donald Trump is, of course, better, but he too has had his fair share of gaffes.
And I watched our police and our firemen down at 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down. And I saw the greatest I've ever seen in action.
As many as you have no idea what I did in the White House. I stopped wars with France. You know, I was very honored as a man. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably like one of the strongest leaders anywhere in the world. And he's the leader of, right? He's the leader of Turkey. France. But we're close to World War II because we have people in the White House that World War III. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Doesn't inspire much confidence. It also doesn't make the age problem go away. And to top that, there are two more issues. One, Trump loves his fast food. His meals include McDonald's, KFC, pizza, and well-done steaks. He also consumes 12 Diet Cokes a day. His favorite snack is Doritos. So this is not really the healthiest of diets. The second problem is Trump's medical history. He first released his medical records in 2015, just ahead of the 2016 election campaign. Then in 2018, he underwent his first medical examination as president. This was during his first term. He weighed around 240 pounds. His cholesterol levels were quite high. He also had a common form of heart disease. In 2020, his cholesterol levels dropped, but his weight increased to 243 pounds. That made him medically obese. Trump's family also has a history of dementia. His father had it. So that also increases the risk of Alzheimer's. Since 2020, Trump has not released his medical records. He said he will do it in 2024, but he did not. So his recent medical history is truly a mystery. Which brings us to the elephant in the room, the age question. When Trump leaves office, he'll be 82. Americans want younger leaders, they say. Last year, 51% said that Trump was too old to run, yet both parties kept picking candidates from the same generation. Joe Biden for the Democrats until the longest time, and Donald Trump for the Republicans. It's beginning to feel like a requirement. To be president, you must be old. Old enough to have watched the moon landing. But here's the bigger question. Why is a world leader's health such a mystery? Why does it take internet sleuths to notice bruises or stumbles? These leaders shape the world economy. They command militaries. They influence global policies. And yet when it comes to their health, transparency is often lacking. Remember US President Franklin D. Roosevelt? He was in a wheelchair. It was rarely photographed. John F. Kennedy had Addison's disease, but the public never knew during his...
I'm going to start with a really bold statement. Marketing well is hell. It's really hard to market well, and only the people who know how to really market can make it simple. And that's why we built Zoe. Zoe, the Zeta optimization engine, is a chat-based ecosystem that combines all our fine-tuned models to achieve the jobs that marketers need to achieve. You can ask Zoe, what was my conversion rate yesterday? Which campaign is performing well? Which audience should I be targeting more? And it's not just about asking questions. With Zoe, you can also do things like build a campaign. And what's really cool about that is you don't have to just type. You can literally tell Zoe, I want to build a campaign that launches tomorrow that targets audience X, and I want to achieve XYZ goal. And Zoe will do that for you. You will obviously edit, optimize with our other AI tools, but the point is Zoe gives you the baseline to make marketing easy. And the best thing is, Zoe's all across the ZMP. No matter where you are, Zoe's there to help. Because Zoe is a teammate. It's there to walk you up the ladder. It's there to make your job easier, because that's what we all want, to achieve results and not get stuck in the weeds. So turn on Zoe, make your life easier.
His presidency. Ordinary citizens are required to disclose their medical records for jobs. Shouldn't the people who run countries have to do the same? Shouldn't their health be public knowledge too? So transparency is the need of the hour. Citizens have a right to know. After all, they were the ones who elected these leaders. Our next story is about Canada. The frigid nation might be sweating buckets right now because a new report says they are in trouble again. courtesy Donald Trump and his team. You already know that Trump does not think much of Canada. He has regularly said that it should become the 51st American state. But the latest threat is different. It strikes at the heart of the US-Canada alliance. It targets their joint security and intelligence network, the Five Eyes Group. This is a grouping of 5 English-speaking countries, the US, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. These are the so-called Five Eyes. It's an alliance with roots in World War II. These 5 countries share intelligence, like satellite surveillance, intercepted calls, even reports from their spies on the ground. It's close to a no-limits intelligence partnership. Almost all the data they gather is for all of them to see. Hence the name, Five Eyes. But reports say that Trump, or a Trump official at least, wants to poke an eye out, specifically Canada. The official in question is Peter Navarro. He is officially a counselor to the President of the United States. That is Navarro's designation. He provides counsel on trade and manufacturing. But that's not the only reason Trump keeps him around. Peter Navarro is also an ardent Trump loyalist. He was part of the first Trump administration. Later, he even went to jail for Donald Trump. So you can see how loyal he is. And this means he definitely has the president's ear. And apparently, he's been saying things against Canada. He's accused of wanting, in fact, to push Canada out of the Five Eyes. Peter Navarro has denied this, though, and quite vehemently so.
That was just crazy stuff. We would never, ever jeopardize our national security. Ever. With allies like Canada. Ever.
A very forceful denial there, but the report...
Transform your newsletter into its mobile app and allow your readers to install it directly on their home screen. Your custom-branded mobile app, equipped with real-time push notifications, will ensure they never miss another piece of content again. Other platforms require your readers to download their app, flooding your hard-earned subscribers with other content. But we believe it belongs to you. That's why we're giving every Hub user their very own custom app. Own your audience. Own the home screen. Only on BHub.
At San Joaquin Valley College, it's never too late to continue your education and start a new and rewarding career. Training to become a medical...
The report accusing him of this has not been retracted. The publication stands by the story, and this is time this rumor has appeared. The rumor about the US planning to kick Canada out of the Five Eyes. It was reported a few weeks ago as well, but it was considered a long shot then. Now we can't be so sure because the US could decide that Canada is expendable. And there's reason for this. There may be Five Eyes, but not all of them contribute to security equally. The bulk of intelligence gathering is done by the United States. They have the most resources, so they take on the lion's share. Then come Australia and the UK. Both have resources, and they are at strategic locations. Australia is near China. Britain is in Western Europe. So they're next to the proverbial food chain. Then you have New Zealand and Canada at the end. This imbalance has always existed, and the alliance has been worried about this for a while, especially since Trump returned to power. Canada is in a real bind. It specializes in information from the Arctic. Now that is definitely important, more so when we consider the growing interest in the region from Russia and China. But is Canadian intelligence really the solution to that? Here in India, we do not think highly of Canadian intelligence. They keep spouting dodgy accusations, which they aren't able to back with evidence. Imagine if they do that with the Five Eyes as well. So is Canada's contribution really irreplaceable? This question might be haunting Ottawa right about now. Now again, Navarro has denied the report. He claims the US would never oust Canada. But should we believe that? After all, we never thought the US would want to annex Canada either. But here we are, with Trump regularly talking about taking it over, making it the 51st American state. So is firing Canada from the Five Eyes really off the table? It's time for the biggest sale of the season, and no, it's not the Black Friday sale or even the Cyber Monday sale. It's a golden sale of American citizenship. Donald Trump has introduced Gold card. It allows foreigners to live and work in the US for $5 million. It also creates a path for citizenship. Basically, officially open for business if you've got $5 million lying around. You too can own a little slice of the red, white, and blue. So will this gold card revolutionize immigration? Or will the American dream turn into an ultra-exclusive VIP lounge? Our next report tells you.
Donald Trump loves selling. He can turn anything into a sellable product, whether it's real estate, merch, golden sneakers, and even perfumes, marketed using the photo of his opponent's wife. If there's a market, Trump will find a way to cash in. And now, he's using his presidency to sell something even bigger, US citizenship.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy.
It's called the Gold Card, and the concept is very simple. Wealthy foreigners will pay $5 million. Then they can live and work in the United States, and it creates a pathway for citizenship. Basically, America is now officially for sale, at least to those who can afford the entry fee. Now, the US already has a similar program. It's called the EB-5 Immigrant Investor Visa Program, created by the US Congress in the year 1992. It grants green cards to immigrants for making investments. The requirements are $1.05 million in general or $800,000 in economically distressed zones. That way, America gets the investments, and it allows the country to create jobs for immigrants. Trump's business and those linked to his family, in fact, have made use of this program in the past. In his first term, Trump even tried to raise the minimum investment requirement for the EB-5, but a federal judge struck it down. So now, rather than tweak an old policy, Trump had decided to go full-scale luxury, citizenship, but make it premium. So, who gets this gold card? Trump says millions could get it. Saudi princes? Yes. Chinese tycoons? Yes. And Russian oligarchs? That too is a yes from Trump's side.
Would a Russian oligarch be eligible for a gold card?
Yeah, possibly. Hey, I know some Russian that are very nice people. It's possible. They're not quite as wealthy as they used to be. They're not as wealthy as they used to be. I think they can afford. I think they can afford $5 million. No, a lot of people are going to want to. A lot of people are going to want to be in this country, and they'll be able to work and provide jobs and build companies and pay taxes.
But there are some questions, both economic and logistical. Will existing immigration quotas still apply? What will the vetting process look like? Will current green card applicants feel shortchanged? The Trump administration says that the rollout could begin in 2 weeks. So it's likely that the devil will be in the details.
Find out who your man is texting. Today, I'm going to show you how to expose anyone with just their phone number. If you're feeling suspicious about a classmate, a coworker, a neighbor, a relative, or even your lover, you need to check this out. Here's how you can find the truth. Just type in any number on this app and brace yourself. You will be shocked from what you can uncover from just a phone number from everyone out there. Just enter a phone number and be prepared for what comes next. I wish someone told me about this sooner. All you have to do is go to this app, type in their number, and prepare to be shocked at what you find. Thousands of Americans are already using this tool to protect themselves and their loved ones. Click the More Learn button and try it today. You may not like some of the things you discover, but it's always better to know the truth, even if it hurts. Share this with your friends and family, and remember to use it every time you meet someone new. You never know who he or she might truly be. It only costs $1 to uncover the truth about the relationships in your life.
As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion. Wow. And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms.
Either way, this gold card is the perfect evolution of Trump's brand. It's flashy, it's exclusive, and it comes with a price tag designed to make headlines. Will it revolutionize US immigration, or just turn citizenship into a luxury product? One thing is certain, the golden age of American immigration just got a whole lot more literal.
Taiwan is facing fresh threats from China. Beijing has found a new weakness that it can exploit. After building pressure by air and sea, China is targeting an important lifeline of Taipei, the undersea cables. The cables that connect Taiwan to the world. These cables carry vital communications, and China is trying to cut them. Yesterday, Taiwan's Coast Guard detained a cargo ship. The ship is registered under a Togolese flag, so its actual ownership is unclear. It had 8 crew members, all of them are Chinese, and Taiwan has detained all of them. The first alert came on Tuesday morning from a telecom company in Taiwan. It said a communication cable in the Taiwan Strait had been damaged. And Taiwan suspects China's involvement. It has been monitoring the cables and this cargo ship. Taiwan found it to be engaging in suspicious activities. 4 days ago, the ship was spotted near the cable. It had stopped nearby. Then on Tuesday, it dropped anchor. About an hour later, the cable was damaged. Taiwan's Coast Guard responded quickly. First, they tried to contact the Chinese crew by speaker and radio, but the ship did not respond. So left with no choice, the Taiwanese intercepted the vessel. And how has China reacted? They started by dismissing Taiwan's claims.
There are over 100 incidents of submarine optical cables incurring damage that happen around the world every year, which is a common maritime accident. While the basic facts and the people responsible for the accident have not yet been clarified, the Democratic Progressive Party authorities have deliberately exaggerated the situation in an attempt at political manipulation, which will not enjoy popular support.
For Taiwan, this is a very serious issue. They've drawn up a list of suspicious ships with 50 names on it, 50. Taiwanese authorities are keeping a close eye on them for 2 reasons. 1, the true ownership of these ships remains a mystery. And 2, the ships linger around Taiwan for long periods of time. This is a new security threat for Taiwan. There is no other way to see this. China is targeting its weak spots. These undersea cables are critical for Taiwan. They are strategic assets. The island's economy depends on them. So does its military. If China invades, Taiwan's military would need these cables to send important communication out and to stay connected with its allies. So if China cuts these cables, Taiwan could go dark. And this is not the first time a cable has been damaged. Last month, there was a similar incident. A cable was cut. Taiwan launched an investigation into the Shunxing 39, a Chinese-owned ship registered in Cameroon. Taiwan tried to stop this ship and investigate it, but due to bad weather, they could not board it. The Chinese ship managed to escape. It ended up sailing to South Korea. And now there are more ships in Taiwan's vicinity, raising the security threat. Plus, Taiwan is taking lessons from Europe, from the war in Ukraine. We've seen in the last 3 years that undersea cables are sitting ducks. They're vulnerable. European cables have come under frequent attacks recently. Since October 2023, at least 11 Baltic cables have been damaged.